Americans for Campaign Reform recommends a Fair Elections Act, the centerpiece of which is public financing. According to their fact sheet, a candidate must raise $50,000 and win her party's nomination before qualifying for public financing of $4 matching funds for each $1 raised through constituents. In addition, it promises reduced media rates. Is this another example of government promising money it doesn't have to politicians? What is your take on public financing and specifically this program? And JL, I want you to start on this one.
Okay, just about everything we see going on with campaign financing or any sort of election workshops, for no better term, it's just the old end of the shell game. There's nothing being done to actually help the third parties, to help the independents. It's actually intended to make it more difficult. $50,000 for a private individual trying to compete with the big guys is next to impossible when you have the big guys, throwing out their advertising against the underdog. I mean, look at us. We're perfect examples. We're not going to raise that kind of money. They won't let us. If we're not all of a sudden found with crack cocaine in our car, we've got a history of wife beating. They won't let it happen. They control the media, as you spoke of earlier, with the merger, an antitrust violation itself. It's so unfair, so grossly unfair that next to a revolution, I don't see too many ways around it.
Okay, great. Harry, why don't you speak to this Fair Elections Act?
Well, I don't like it. I don't like it because I don't think there should be money in politics. And if I was president, I would encourage the majority of citizens who I would first empower to make these decisions to allow no money in politics, zero. And those networks would have their corporate charters rewritten so that they wouldn't charge candidates a dime to come on and be part of the political process. And everyone should have a right to listen to the candidates in these kinds of debates. This is where people formulate opinions. And we need to have good questioners like yourself, Judy, that will ask tough questions. And the more we can bring out what these people, these individuals who want to run and be our servants, what they're about, the better. But there should be no money raising in this business, period. Why do we need any money? Why do you need $1? If you want to run for public office, go down to the public square and make your case and let the other people do the same thing. What's all this raising money? Most of those members of Congress will tell you they spend 90% of their time raising money because when they retire, a big chunk of those millions of dollars they've raised is theirs. This is all about commission after you retire from office. We got to get the money out of the Congress and run it like the U.S. Navy instead of the bribery business it is now.
Okay, and JL, you have 30 seconds, and then we'll move on to the next question. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, the money does need to be removed from the system, so to speak. But you have to keep in mind there's usury on the money right now that propels the corrupt Congress and the corrupt lobbyists from increasing the use of this Federal Reserve usury. So that's a huge factor. Whether you want to realize it or not, that is the main reason that they push the money situation. I don't believe we should all have free advertising just because we want to run for president, but we should have easy access.
Okay.
If I could just make a quick comment on that as well. Mm-hmm. In a democracy, the whole Fed would be gone because, as Jefferson once wrote, and he has a famous quote that anyone can Google, it's the banker's quote, when Thomas Jefferson said, "Don't ever let the bankers run private secret operations. They will destroy your country. They'll do more damage than any invading foreign army." And history has shown Jefferson to be 100% correct. They have not only destroyed
Okay.
the economy of our country, but that of Europe and much of the world as well.
Okay.